Hi everyone, this is Noah Sandler from Mtgo Academy, and today I'm going to be doing a Magic Origins draft. Haven't played with this format too much. This is going to be my third draft, so it's going to be pretty fresh. Just got released on Moto yesterday, and yeah, so this will be a lot of just figuring out the cards. I know I've read the spoilers, and yeah, I haven't reviewed the set too much myself, so it'll be interesting. So here we got Dwinnen, Guiltleaf Dane, through 4 reach for 4, so very solid, helpful in an elf deck. There's a Sylvan Messenger that could easily table. Thralling Victor, yeah, pretty strong. Heart Beast also. So yeah, all 3 of those cards I think are pretty reasonable for first picks. Victor also nice if you're black-red. There's some like sack creature effects. You can act a treason and then sack their guys. I think I'll take Dwinnen, but the pick seems pretty close. It might be a preference thing. Yeah, Ipeblight Massacre seems great with Dwinnen. So I think I'm going to snap that up. Knightly Valor also good. Yep. See if we can go elves. I mean, I'm not going to entirely force it at this point, but we've got 2 really strong elf cards so far. So, and then there's that Sylvan Messenger that should table from that first pack. I'd be surprised if it didn't. So hopefully we can do elves. Zendikar Incarnate is very good. Nothing good here for elves, so it's between that and Caves of Koilos. So I think I'm just going to take Incarnate. Very weak pack. Separatist Void Mage, Suppression Bonds, Crowan Sergeant. So it's between Sergeant and Suppression Bonds. I mean, Bonds is the best card, and Sergeant, maybe if we're red green, we can play Sergeant with Incarnate. I think it's still early enough. I'm just going to take the Suppression Bonds. I think it's just the best card. And I'm not really seeing greens, so the fact that the Sergeant goes in the same color as the Incarnate, like I might not be able to play the Incarnate if green's not open, so I'm just going to stay open. Ring Warden, Owl. Possessed Scab is quite nice, but I don't want to fully move into a 5th color here. Might just take Oromancer, which could work well with the bonds. I mean, just not seeing like the green cards for elves. Ring Ward is also fine. I mean, blue seems pretty open, and Scab's probably good with Ipeblight Massacre. So, and there's Subterranean Scout, which is okay, but I feel like blue and white are sort of open here. So I think I'm going to take the Oromancer. But I'm going to keep my eye out for blue if that seems open. Shadows of the Past. That might be okay. Anchor to the Ether. Seems like a bit of a signal. Mtgo Husk, also really strong. I think I'm going to take the Husk. And still keep my eye out for blue cards, but like we might still move into blue at this point. But I mean, black-white with Oromancer could be pretty nice. So Bone Ash Disperse, Great Aurora, and Shrouding Mist is pretty nice. So I think I'm going to take that here. But yeah, blue still seems kind of open. Disperse isn't that great though, so I think I can pass up on that. There's an Act of Treason. This would be sweet with Husk. But I think I take Knight of the Pilgrim's Road. Also Stratus Walk. I think I'm going to take Knight. I don't expect that that 3/2 that steals guys to come back, but I mean, Axe is really nice with Mtgo Husk. Oh, I guess is it already too late? Maybe it'd be the next pack we'd see it. But, I mean, it was one of the best cards in the pack, so I'd be pretty surprised to see it come back. Yeah, not much here. Return Centaur has some synergy with Oromancer, so I guess I take it here. Try to be black-white enchantment based. Okay, and another Oromancer, so yeah, got some good potential synergy so far. Probably just want to move in on black-white enchantments at this point. Like, blue is still open, we passed a lot of it, maybe the person to our left got into blue. Excuse me, but yeah, Oromancers could be good. I'm not too sure all the great things it can do in this format, but I know there's Way to the Underworld, so it could end up being good. So not a very powerful first pack. I think we're relatively in the right place. We tried to be black-green or red-green. Green was really cut. But yeah, we maybe have some good synergy with enchantments, so I mean, it could be the start of a good deck. Gilt Leaf Winnower. Menace. When it enters battlefield, you may search for a non-elf whose power and toughness aren't equal. Well, that seems pretty insane. Power and toughness aren't equal. Yeah, that's not that hard to do. Alright, so we'll take that over Blightcaster, which would also be pretty strong in this type of deck, but this just seems like it kills something and it is tough to deal with, so. It's also an elf, but I highly doubt we get into elves at this point. It's possible, but it was just so cut from the first pack, so pack 3 would probably end up pretty weak. Patron of the Valiant seems quite strong. Puts counters on creatures with counters. 4/4 flyer for 5. Don't need to say much more than that. Troll, Gilder. So yeah, I mean, elves could be open, but I'll just take the really strong cards and yeah, let's hope they're good enough. Another Oromancer, Way to the Underworld. There's an Unholy Hunger, so I'd probably take that. There is Shaman of the Pack, but you know, elves was just cut too hard. The Sylvan Messenger didn't come back from the first pack. So yeah, we'll just take Hunger. I mean, there are some like very strong elf cards that we could have in our passing, but I feel like the deck just wouldn't get there in the end. So hopefully we tabled the Way to the Underworld, and maybe just the Oromancer, but either way, Unholy Hunger should be better than Wait, even with some synergy. Claustrophobia, maybe just take a Deadbridge Shaman here. Increase your card from a graveyard on the battlefield. Necromantic Summons could be decent. But we're getting a little bit clunky, so I might still just take the Shaman. I mean, it's from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control, so like we do have a couple good things to get back. Winnower, Patron. Yeah, I guess I'll take the summons. And Revenant, Goblin Pile Driver. Not much else here. So I'll check how much Pile Driver is worth. Probably not too much. I might just take Revenant, which I don't think is going to be that great here. Yeah, it's like 1.4. Guess I take another Centaur here. It could be cool with Revenant and necromantic summons. Helps out the Auramancers a little bit. Though I still only have one enchantment. Guess we'll take the Grasp here, give us more enchantments. Red seems kind of open this pack. Alright, guess another Auramancer. Probably not running 3 at this point. Centaur is usually a bit weak, but we've got a ton of synergy with it. It's also a 2/4, and we have the Eyeblight Massacre that it survives. So it's got a lot of good things going for it in this deck. So I think I might run 2, where in the past I've barely won run 1. I don't know. Automaton's okay. I don't think I need to hate anything here. Murder Investigation. Doesn't seem that great. I'll just hate the Shaman. So didn't get the Weight of the Underworld back. So draft not going that great. I mean, there's still room to turn around. It does have a lot of nice synergy. And it does have like a few bombs, Patron and Winnower, and then like ways to get them back. And the Centaurs plus Reanimation can help you get closer to your bombs. So Archangel of Tithes, that seems great. So yeah, just some more bombs should help out a bit. So we want to be heavier white. And this card seems pretty insane. And it's probably worth messing up the mana base for. I'm trying to go like 10-7 or something. So makes your opponent pay a bunch of mana to attack or block, pretty much. Oh, depending whether you leave it up or attack with it. I could maybe run Yoked Ox in this deck, or Healing Hands. Because we're pretty slow, like, control-y. Yeah, I guess Sentinel. Swift Reckoning. Like, we're a bit clunky, but, I mean, it does just take over the game. It's normally a slam here. It is the top of our curve, so it's probably fine. Reckoning is also pretty strong, and like best in controlling decks. So this is actually pretty close, but yeah, just another bomb swingy creature I think is what we want. Stalwart Aven seems great here. Anointer is usually pretty strong, but we don't want to be attacking much. But yeah, this gives us another good blocker. Not hard to turn into a 2/4 flyer. And we want more early drops. Oh, Cruel Revival. Do we have... We got an Mtgo Husk, the Centaurs. So yeah, seems good. Blood Curse Knight seems great. It's a Vampire Knight. Anointer, Grasp, Guardians. I mean, Grasp seems a little bit weird, even with the Auramancers. It helps the Knight a little bit. Anointer is usually pretty strong, but not sure it really fits here. I think Guardians is probably just the best fit. Just go super controlling with this deck. Consecrated by Blood. That is an aura. It's good on the Blood Curse. Usually +2/+2 flying is reasonable, but I don't know. Tactician doesn't seem exciting. Take another Guardians. I don't want the 4th return Centaur. So I might just take another Guardians. Some matchups just getting multiple Guardians out would be pretty good. So probably cut an Auramancer here. And the Blood Curse Knight, not that great if I'm not running many enchantments. I've got one that I know I'm going to run, and then I might put Grasp in, but it doesn't really fit with the rest of the deck. Griffin's okay. Maybe cut a return Centaur. Not sure if Revenant is going to make the cut. Yeah, I do actually have some tough choices here. Miss seems okay. Like at least one Auramancer. It's probably good. It's gonna be tough on the mana. I do like Foundry quite a bit. But we got the triple white and double black. Otherwise just another Guardians. Tactician doesn't seem really good. Guess I'm still short on playables, so maybe I want Tactician. Probably want Battle Priest over the 3rd Guardians, but some matchups, I mean, just having infinite Guardians is probably reasonable. That's another Centaur. Got a million of those. I could definitely want 18 lands. Yeah, the Centaurs are probably just better than Tactician. And Blood Curse Knight, Auramancer. Might just cut Auramancer. Maybe Knights. I mean, just having the suppression bonds. Like, it's a 3/2 for 3, but it's harder to cast than Knight of the Pilgrim's Road, which I'm not even that excited about. So that can probably go too. Trying Miss, unexciting. Healing Hands could almost be okay. Could run another Return Centaur. I suppose I could deck at some point. Also, being so slow, I don't like. I have Cruel Revival, which can get some stuff back. And I've got Summons plus Revenant, but I guess at this point I don't actually want to just like mill my whole deck. Like if I mill some of my win conditions, it could be annoying. So I think just 2 sensors is probably good. But then I have to fit in, like, because I just don't really want to mill too much. I think might not matter. And there's the Auramancers. Like, I could run 1. If I mill the bonds, can get it back. Or opponent kills the bond somehow. I could try to just go a bit more enchantment based. No 2-drops, just 3s, so maybe Yoked Ox comes in, because it's matchup dependent and pretty weak draw late game. But I have nothing until turn 3, so I mean I'm really reliant on getting a 3-drop that can stick and play, and like Guardians is alright, but if opponent is aggressive, I mean I guess I can just side in against aggressive decks, but I'm a little worried about that. The Grasp just doesn't seem like a good fit for the deck. It's just the deck's just too slow. So even though I want like some more enchantments, take advantage of this, like the Centaurs and Oromancer, I'm not sure if I should do that. Automaton is okay as well. Might be better than a Centaur. Like when it dies, gain 3 life. It's pretty good for a controlling deck. I do think I need more early game though, so I might just run the Yoked Ox, then 18 lands. Because I've got some really powerful stuff at like 4, 5, and 6 mana, and I just don't have any 2-drops, and just some 3s. So I think I just need more stuff to interact early. It is going to be matchup dependent, but like if it just blocks for a couple turns, or even a chump, like might be enough to keep me in a game. So let's go maybe 10-8. Or 9-8, already had a land in. Okay, 16 creatures, so Revenant should be pretty strong with the Centaurs. Yeah, seems pretty good. Yeah, I mean, there's some good cards that... Stuff that's normally good in black-white, but didn't really get the enchantments, and the deck's just too slow, I think, to run stuff like Grasp. So... yeah, it didn't... like, it ended up, you know, missing some early game. And not quite as abusive of the Return Centaurs as I would have liked it to be, but I think it's still a pretty strong deck. Like, it just has enough power late game. I think it can still win matches. So that's it. I will see you for round 1. Okay, ready for round 1. So we'll play first, and this hand's fine. We get the second black. We've got Eyeblight Massacre to take care of non-elf creatures, and the Stalwart Aven, which can get in and provide some defense until we can set that up. So potentially could get like a 2 or 3 for 1 off of the Massacre. So hopefully we're not facing the Elves deck. Okay, got the second black. So we're at Aven. I might get killed by that like Devour card. Sorry, 3 power less. Opponent has Imp. This Eyeblight Massacre keeps looking better and better. Since the opponent is black, it's possible they have some elves. But probably not too many in black-red. So I'm just gonna throw out a plains here. I mean, not that my opponent's ever going to play around the Eye of Light Massacre, but still just makes it less likely I have it, I think. A little less likely the opponent would consider it. And I mean, you could go for Massacre here. I feel like it's worth waiting for at least one more turn. I mean, I'm currently not under any pressure, and I'm not planning to play a 5-drop unless if I draw one. Yep, perfect. So that would have been pretty tough to deal with afterwards. And at this point, I'm actually under a decent amount of pressure, so I'm just going to run out the Massacre. I think a 3-for-1 is plenty. And the sooner I get it out, the sooner I can renown the Aven. Because it's going to get -2, so I can't renown it next turn. So going for Massacre this turn lets me set it for the next turn to get this to be a 2-4. It's getting a little flooded, but got a 3-for-1, so I think we can manage. Battle Priest is going to come out next turn, and yeah, I just have a lot of strong cards left in my deck, a lot of bomb flyers. Oof. Would have been nice to hit that too, though. That's good. As long as attacking creatures can't block. Okay. So we can attack here. This is, yeah, I gotta pay 3 to use that. I guess the Archangel's probably best to run out here. It's only if opponent has, like, destroy target creature. I mean, opponent does have to be like paying mana to attack with their creatures. It's pretty annoying, and then when I attack, they have to pay mana to block. So, yeah. Seems worth running out over just the Battle Priest's turn. Could be an act of treason. Okay, Mtgo Husk. Now I'm concerned about act of treason. Okay, Centaur. So let's yeah, smash both. And go for Battle Priest. Pretty far ahead in the race. I mean, still pretty worried about an act of treason type card. We only get this Archangel ability as long as it's untapped. So opponent could have a pretty huge turn if they get to steal one of my guys. Otherwise, they can pretty much just attack with the Husk. It didn't send Husk. That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, send everybody again. Yeah, they block both. Sack kill the Battle Priest. Whoa. They sacked at the wrong one, I think. I guess maybe they have Fiery Impulse. So let's go Centaur myself. We hit the winnower in the yard. Okay, they've got the Impulse. But, I mean, now they lost their flyers. I still have 2 flyers. Okay. Abbott into Mountain. Dragon Fodder. Opponent just has 1 card in hand. So Husk is now pretty exciting for opponent. I think I'll just take the first hit. Yeah, it's a good one. Probably just attack with the flyers. And I think just bond the Husk. I mean, you could hold it to try to hit opponent's defense, but this turns off like active treason effects, so I think that's pretty that's worthwhile. In addition to stopping us taking 10 damage or something 1 turn. Okay, elemental, not so bad. Take 8 here. Nice. Actually pumps up our Aven. Okay, opponent concedes. Revenant would have been good there. So the return centaurs seem pretty good. Oromancer is a little bit better. The opponent had Husk, sacrifice creature that had bonds on it. Still only 1 card in the deck that it gets back. Yoked Ox seems fine. Yeah, I think we're good. Automaton seems good. Okay, Sand solid. Turn 3 Aven's nice. It's about as good as our deck can do, since we just have the Yoked Ox until turn 3. And then return Centaur into Crew Revival is pretty nice. If opponent kills a Centaur, we can revival and get it back, or if we hit something else off the Centaur, we can maybe grab that. Okay, we've got our Massacre as well. The opponent has a 2/3 this time. Okay, Husk, pretty good against Massacre. Also, Crew Revival only kills non-zombie creatures, so can't hit either of what my opponent has at right now. Okay, Abbott. Hits a mountain. Pretty good. And our Massacre is still not doing much. And Fiery Impulse. Archangel's nice though. I'll just slam that. Yeah, probably just take the hit. Could block. Massacre, try to take out some more stuff. They can just take 2 here. If the opponent plays a small creature, I can Massacre, Hellhound. Might just use that this turn on the Hound. Or actually, we can Winnower. That's definitely better. That's a lot better. And I'm just going to leave back the Archangel this turn. It makes it annoying for opponent they have to pay mana to attack. But more importantly, just stops opponent from doing something really painful for me. For example, they could play that Giant that makes non-flyers not block. So Shaman here. I mean, I'll take this hit. Next turn Massacre, and then things shouldn't be quite as bad. Do I send an Archangel? Probably. I think Winnower should be in. Maybe I'm changing my mind on that. Like, my hand's pretty strong. I think if I just play defense, I should be good. Like, if opponent plays Act of Treason, steals my 4/3, tacks all out, sacks it, I could be in a rough spot. Oh, I can actually send in the Guiltleaf Winnower. Because it's an elf, so it's still a 4/3 this turn. So it gets in more damage, and then it makes opponent pay for the Archangel. Oh wow, opponent sacked their 2/3. That was a pretty big mistake. So for this, it's probably just the planes we lose. You could lose Centaur, then revival something, but target zombie creature up to target grave. So yeah, let's lose the planes. Yeah, I'll get in for 4 here. Okay, Thopter Engineer. I think I take this. I mean, 6 damage to the face. I can probably survive from here. And I should have better options for stuff to jump with later on. Don't want to be too careless though, so maybe I still leave back Archangel. Guess I don't quite die to an act of treason yet. Still, I'm going to leave back Archangel for at least one more turn. I mean, does hold off opponent's mana a bit. If they have that flying creatures can't block thing, like it taps them out, they can't attack. There's some nice benefits to that. So we hit the suppression bonds, nothing interesting. Let's hold the land. Right, Seismic Elemental. Yeah, probably just got a block here. The opponent could put me to 2. 7, 9. I can't kill them. I think I just go Revival. Attack for 6. So put opponent on the clock. Might have to leave their husk back this turn. Okay, Imp's annoying. Ooh, that's very good. So we can get back Archangel. Or I guess opponent's creatures too. Probably just Archangels, so let's attack with both. interesting block. And I could just put the imp on the 4-3. Oh, okay, sorry. It has menace, so they have to block with 2. So I do have 2 instant sorceries in the yard, so someone's going to bring back Archangel as a 5/7 flyer. I mean, the Hellhound also nice. Mtgo Husk could be decent. Like, Engineer's okay. But let's go for Archangel. Okay. So, yeah, opponent's deck seemed pretty good. But yeah, we just had like too many strong cards, I think. Even though our deck is like a little bit slow, not ideal, we just have enough like flying bombs and powerful cards. We're able to get there. So, see you for round 2. Alright, ready for round 2. Last video was taking a while to record, so ended up a little low on time and kept my opening hand before I started this video, but haven't missed much. So this hand's pretty nice. Could use some more white for the Archangel, but it died Light Massacre. Opponent plays an elf. That's always a bit annoying. You have something that shouldn't come up too often, but then just comes up. So, and yeah, we're stuck here. And the Massacre currently isn't doing anything. We do have a lot of power in our hands, so if we don't get run over too quickly, we draw our 4th land the next turn or 2, we should be fine. Okay, we'll take a hit here. Okay, Water Courser, another thing that doesn't get hit. Evolutionary Leap. It's pretty interesting, also helps against the Massacre. And we brick. So now things are looking kind of tough. Man, Leap should be pretty good against us, especially in this spot. So, I mean, even if we do recover, every removal spell we use, they just get another creature, and then that creature can get another creature. So it seems pretty good in this spot. Might even just suppression bonds if I feel like I can buy enough time. So I'll just block the Gilder here. Opponent didn't pump the Water Courser, but we bricked again. So I think we're still in trouble. I might add something like negate, disperse. Yeah, 11, 9. Yeah, taking a lot of damage here. I just don't want to give much info away here. I mean, I guess I'm going to side out the massacre, so I don't know. I could show it, but might also want to side it back in. I guess I can just concede there. That's probably the best thing to do, because I don't have any outs. I'll just see what opponent does for last turn. That's nice. Okay, bounding Krasis. I'll probably just pass. Alright. Yeah, then I'll take out the massacre. Doesn't hit a single creature opponent's played. And let's see, Centaur, Dabbling. Tactician, Oromancer. Might try Oromancer. Though, I don't know, 2/2 body might not be that great. Opponent had like 3/3, 2/3, 3/3. So maybe just one other 3/3. Or a Centaur. I'll say Centaur. Yeah. With the planes, hand gets decent because turn 3 Aven is one of the best things we can do. We have, I think, 10 sources of white. That's almost keepable. And we have double Centaur Revenants, Hunger. I think it would be a snap on the draw. On the play, draw a card, draw a card. So you get 2 draws. I don't know the math, but something like half the time we'll hit in one of the 2. Because the game does get pretty good once we get up to 4 mana. Like send the big Revenants. I'm just going to go to 6. Okay, we'll try this. That's good. Yeah, I'll take that. I like to drop planes. Ooh, Whirler Rogue. That's pretty tough. So we'll bash for 3, play Guardians. Jeez. That's a beating. It planes pretty quickly. Alright. Let's run that out there. Opponent can still get in for 4 a turn using the rogue ability. Jeez. Oh, nice. Opponent's letting me trade. That's good. Okay. Centaur. Hopefully hit a zombie in the yard. Hit the patron. It's a little lame. But we're not looking that bad here. Automaton. Opponents get in for 2. They could get in for 3 next turn. Disperse. We got the land, so this will keep us back into it. Opponent can just get in for another 3 this turn. Okay, attack for... oh, wow. Alright. Block the rogue. They forgot to use it. I feel like we want a centaur to get a little extra value. Rather than just revival immediately. Like, we could definitely hit a zombie here. Okay, well, we hit a return centaur. We also hit our necromantic summons, which sucks because it would have been pretty sick at this point. So let's just pass. Oh jeez. Guy's revenge, that's a beating. This is 8, 11, 12. So get a 1. I should probably just block the revenge. Can't be the target of non-green spells or abilities from non-green sources. Jeez. That's pretty much gonna do it. I guess I can chump it for a few turns. I can't actually target it with revival. Wow, that's gonna be tough. Kill this, chump, go to 2. Never getting out of that. Centaur myself. Spells or abilities. I can't even win over. That is such a beating. Yep. That should do it. Opponent's deck's pretty nice. So yeah, I think this deck did have what it took. Ugh, so close. But it still can't even tap the revenge. I feel like this deck did have what it took to, to maybe win the draft with the right draws, right matchups. But opponent's deck seemed really sick. So that'll do it. Hope you enjoyed the video. And yeah, I'll be doing some more Origins videos coming up. So thanks for watching. I'll see you later. Hi everyone, this is Noah Sandler from Mtgo Academy, and today I'm going to be doing Magic Origins 8.4. This is the 4th draft I've done of the format, so I'm still relatively new to it. I haven't studied the spoiler or been looking at too many reviews of the set, as much as I do with other sets typically. So I'm a bit fresh at this, and I'll be evaluating cards on the fly, so it should be interesting to watch. Okay, so pack 1, there's Gideon's Phalanx, which seems pretty good. It is 7 mana, but getting 4 tokens with Vigilance, 8 power on the board, should take over a lot of games. Don't think it's probably as good as Whirler Rogue. 4 power for 4, 2 of them flying, and could be really nice in like a red-blue artifacts deck. So I think Rogue's probably just a better card. But Phalanx seems like the second best card. Probably a little bit better than Suppression Bonds, but maybe close. Read the Bones also fine. And yeah, take the Rogue. Probably just going to take a Claustrophobia here. Seismic Elemental, Knightly Valor are both also pretty good. Mizium Meddler seems decent. Like 1/4 with Flash for 3 is just about playable. Sometimes you can ambush people with it, and it blocks okay. And it changes target spell or ability to it. So, I mean, if your opponent plays a Knightly Valor, any kind of good aura, or it could protect against removal. It's good against burn. So the card's nice, but not super powerful. So I think it's worth taking over Claustrophobia. Okay. Ringwarden Owl's fine. Timberback Wolf's nice to pick up early. I think it's probably between Enthralling Victor and Possessed Scab. I mean, yeah, I don't know the archetypes too well. I know that red-blue artifacts is a thing. And this card is pretty good. It's best in the red-black, like Act of Treason, Steel, and Sacred Guy deck. And then also Possessed Scab. I mean, being able to get a Whirler Rogue back would be really sick. Does move us into black compared to red. So the pick's probably pretty close. And I think I'll take the Scab. But I'll still be looking for maybe red-blue artifacts if it ends up being open. So Prickly Boar seems pretty good. Fetid Imp is nice. Talon the Telepath doesn't seem very good. Artificer's Epiphany's okay. Chief of the Foundry, other artifact creature control get +1/+1. That's pretty good. It pumps up the the Thopter tokens, so I think that's going to be the pick over Fetid Imp. And Titan Strength, Rune Servitor, Aspiring Aeronaut, Evolving Wilds. I mean, if we're Thopter based, Aeronaut's probably fine. Servitor also gets a little bit better. And Evolving Wilds is, you know, if you want to splash, can be nice and just helps for 2 color decks. Takes a land slot pretty good. I think I'm going to take the Aeronaut. I think Servitor is pretty close there. Not much here. Rock Smaller's probably the best card. I don't like Glory Chaser that much. Call the Full Moon doesn't seem very good. That Prickle Boar is pretty good though. Send to Sleep doesn't look too good. So I guess I'll take the Prickle Boar. I mean, on your turn it attacks as a 5/3 first strike for 5. That's pretty powerful. And I'm looking at either blue-red or blue-black, I think. So even though Mauler's is a little bit better, well, I don't know, maybe I'll just take Mauler's. Green might be open. Mtgo Husk, Stratus Walk, probably want to take Husk. Seems like black might be open. Stratus Walk can be cool. Cobble Brute, Screeching Scab, Guardians of Meletus are all reasonable. Guardians is an artifact. I don't know how much synergy there is for just a random slow artifact. Scab fills your yard for Possessed Scab. That could be cool. Cobble Brute is good with Warlord Rogue. I think I'll take the Screeching Scab. And Titan Strength, Calculate Dismissal, Malakir Callblade. Between Strength and Dismissal, and I guess we're not really seeing red that much, so I'm looking at probably blue-black. Might see some more red in the next pack. We'll take an Automaton here. Stratus Walk. White seems a bit open. Don't think Fairy Miscreant's that good. I wouldn't even want to run a bunch of them. So I'm just gonna take a Smash of Smithereens. Guess we could have 2 now, but I mean, even if you could run 6, I don't think you really want just a bunch of 1/1 flyers. I mean, if you can chain them, that's fine, but the first one doesn't draw a card, so yeah, not super big on that card. White seemed a bit open at the end of that pack as well, though we passed some good white cards, like at pack 1. So I don't know if that's going to be open pack 2. So I'm thinking we should probably see blue and black pack 2, and probably blue and red as well. Maybe some green. And then pack 3, probably more blue and maybe some black. But the signals weren't too clear from pack 1, so and that happens a lot when you're drafting a new format. People's card evaluations differ, and you'll see a lot of packs with good cards in different colors, and it's going to be hard to tell what signals you're getting. And so sometimes you just have to hold on for dear life, but typically it's best to try to stay open and figure out what signals people are sending you. Sigiled Starfish is nice. Outland Colossus seems really good. And we're not really locked into any colors right now. I didn't really think green was open. So I might just take the Colossus. I do have the Rock Maulers. I mean, that makes our green better than our black currently, though maybe a little bit clunky. But Colossus seems like a legitimate bomb. Sigiled Starfish also nice. Like, we're guaranteed to play it. I think it's worth just taking this shot at the Colossus here. Not super big on getting a green at this point, but I think the card's strong enough to justify missing out on Starfish. But it seems kind of close. I don't want to get too off target here. Maybe just Scrapskin Drake. Throwing Victor is nice. Way the Underworld is good. Suppression Bonds and Victor, probably the best cards in the pack. I don't think I want to move into white at this point, so I might just take the Scrapskin Drake that I know I'm going to play. Okay, Zendikar's Royal. Whenever land enters the battlefield, you get a 2/2 elemental. Reef Soul, Fleshbag Marauder. I think Reef Soul's probably the best. Again, I'm not super big on moving into green. Just thought it was worth a shot for that really good 5-drop. Dark Petition. Search the library for a card, put it into your hand, so it's a tutor. Doesn't seem very good. Heart Beast could be really nice. We've got Claustrophobia. Yeah, Stratus Walk. I might just take Way to the Underworld and move in on black. I think the tutor's a little bit expensive. Probably take Turn to Frog here. Shadows of the Past is interesting. So over the course of a game, you might get a couple of scries, and then randomly, if there's 4 more creatures in your graveyard, you can drain for 2 every turn, or ping 5. So pretty weird card. But yeah, it has some potential. I'd be interested to try it at some point. But I'll just take the turn to Frog here. We got another Aeronaut. Probably take a Scrap Skin Drake. Psychic Rebuttal seems pretty weak. Yeah, I think Drake's best. We're moving a bit away from artifacts. Ramroller. Taxi Center Enable. Placebo Civic control another artifact. That's okay. Aeronaut. So you just make a bunch of flyers, be in with them. Or another Way of the Underworld. And Consecrated by Blood. That doesn't seem really good here. So I guess I'll take another Wait. So I'll move the black back in. And Thunderclap Wyvern. That would be really nice. Meteorite's okay. Negate would be good. I mean, haven't seen a good amount of white. This card is, you know, with our deck, it looks really nice. And blue it would be pretty sweet at this point. But I could just take a negate. I think I will take the Wyvern just in case. I mean, our black doesn't look that great. It's possible we can still move into white or maybe splash a color. I guess Artificer's Epiphany here. Card doesn't seem great. So I didn't want to get, I didn't really want to move into white, but we did see some good white that pack. So the Victor came back. A little surprising, too late to move into red. Take another Stratus Walk. Like Thunderclap Wyvern seems really nice with all of our flyers. So, I mean, it would definitely be splashable if we can pick up an Evolving Wilds. And, yeah, we could have taken Suppression Bonds, Heart Beast, last pack, and then been set up pretty well for just like a blue-white Flyers deck. But I was trying to, you know, stay either like green or black. Wow, the Heart Beast came back. Yeah, let's take that over Oromancer. So that's really nice with the Claustrophobia. So I guess we just missed out on the suppression bonds. So still could be a little bit black, or just a splash of white, or maybe heavy blue with this like a double splash. But I'm not really sure what's going to happen in the last pack, so it'll be interesting. There is an Evolving Wilds. There is Graveblade Marauder, 1/4 Death Touch. Until it's coming to your player, they play lose life equal number of creature cards in your graveyard. That card seems quite strong, 1/4 Death Touch for 3. So I think I'm going to take that over Evolving Wilds. I mean, I'm leaning harder towards being blue-white, but I think this card's strong enough to push me back towards blue-black. We got a Bomb Flyer here. 7 mana, 5/5. Gets a spell out of opponent's hand when you play it. Caves of Koilos. Also Separatist Void Mage. I think I could take Caves here. I've got some strong cards to splash in both colors, so getting a Painland seems like it's pretty nice. So So, do I take it over Void Mage? I think I do. I think the cards I'm potentially splashing are strong enough. Since I'm slowing down a little bit, probably going to cut a Stratus Walk. It's a bit more of an aggressive card. Okay, Swift Reckoning is the best card. Also Disperse. Warhorn could be okay in like a Thopter based deck. I think I'll take the Swift Reckoning. Not much here, I'll just take a Negate. And Read the Bones. I don't think I need another Automaton or a Scab. Aven is pretty strong, but probably not going to want to splash it. Maybe just keep the white down to the Wyvern and the Heart of Beast. Maybe also Swift Reckoning. Artificer's Epiphany could be okay. We probably have enough Thopter tokens. Make it instant speed divination. And I could also like really cut down to the black and maybe have white be a bit more of a main color. Bone Ash could be okay. Nice, got the Evolving Wilds, that helps out quite a bit. Like an Mtgo Husk, it can be nice with the Thopter tokens, but it's also cuttable if I want to minimize black a bit. Did notice there are a lot of counters in this format. Like blue has maybe 4, maybe more, playable ones. So definitely something to think about. Your opponent leaves up multiple blue mana. There's a decent chance they have a counter. There's Calculated Dismissal, there's the uncommon counter unless they pay X, the Boned Ash for creatures, Negate for non-creatures. Those are ones I can think of. Wow, Void Mage came back. So, gonna end up with plenty of playables. I could really try to minimize one of my colors. Probably black at this point. I can get that 1/3 flyer in. So Artificer's Epiphany could go. Maybe cut Read the Bones on the splash, though it's still pretty strong. Stratus Walk gives us another target for the Heart Beast in case if we already have drawn the Claustrophobia. And I don't think we're going to fit in the way to Underworld, so the Heart Beast isn't insane in this deck. If it gets Claustrophobia, that's really nice. If we've already drawn it, just having a Stratus Walk to get the card back, I don't think makes the Stratus Walk worth running. Could maybe just cut the counter. Scab doesn't seem that good. Maybe get the counter back in. Some matchups, the Maritime Guard's going to be nice, especially against red decks. And Read the Bones. If my mana's good enough, I could just jam that in. It is a better card than Bone to Ash. And brings my curve down a little bit. So what would the mana base look like? I'd want to have something like 4 or 5 sources of white and 4 sources of black. So I'd need 2 swamps, like 3 plains. I can do more than that, so what does Meadow say? 3 plains, 3 swamps, 10 islands. We can go a little lighter on islands, I think. With the Evolving Wilds, basically makes it 10 sources. So more white. What's a little more important? It gives us 6 sources of white for a bunch of single color cards that don't need to be played that early. And 5 sources of red. Doesn't need to be played that early either, so I think this is good. So yeah, so pretty happy with this deck. I mean, for being a 3-color deck, I feel like the mana base is pretty fine. It's good. We got the wilds and the caves. We've got a good amount of card drawing, and we've got the All Hammer It late game bomb. So yeah, I like the chances. I'll see you for round 1. Okay, ready for round 1. So keep this hand, could use another blue for Claustrophobia, but we got white and black mana. So we can just use wilds and search for an island here. Okay, Read the Bones. Yep, Pilgrim. Probably just gotta hit that. Well, looks like my Heart of Beast is turned off for the game. So I don't want that guy becoming a 4-3. Once it's a 4-3, I'm probably gonna need a Claustrophobia it, so might as well just do it now and go for the either the Read the Bones next turn or just Thunderclap Wyvern, try to ambush something. Oof. I wish I had my Claustrophobia back. That card's really nice. Hopefully I can find my Reeve for it. Yeah, I could also have this guy with the Stratus Walk. So I think I do just want to Read the Bones. I'm going to be a little slow dealing with the Archangel. But if I could find a Reeve, that would be really good. And I do want to draw the Alhamret. Probably just drop the Negate. Get myself a little closer to removal. it's got to leave up 1 to block, so I'm going to wait till next turn to play Stratus Walk. Okay, sidearm. Right, opponent's just getting in with the Archangel. Oh, nice. Destroy target tap creature. Oh, I hope they don't have that 1 mana. Oh, I guess it's not renowned, so where this is pretty safe. Guess I'll just trade when opponent attacks and go for end of turn Wyvern. I think Wyvern just wants to be in play. You could also Drake, and Wyvern can pump the Drake for a little more damage. But I like using up all my mana here. Alright, so pre-combat, let's go for all Homaret. We can get a Celestial Flare out of opponent's hand potentially. Okay, opponent's black. Necromantic Summons, really far from Petition. Summons is probably the card we want to take. Opponents can't cast spells which shows a name. You choose the name of the card. Okay, so they just can't cast summons. They can't get back Archangel. That's probably what I want to do. Not that Archangel is incredible here, like I do have a 6/6 flyer, but it's still the scariest card. I could maybe send the 1/4 Death Touch. Opponent may or may not want to block it. But it only deals 1, so let's attack for 2. So because this actually pumps up my guy, I'll play the Stratus Walk here. I can play the Battle Aven, gain 3 more life. Or I could go for a Heart Beast, though not grab anything. Is this going to be lethal? It will be lethal next turn. So I'll just go for the Battle Priest. Puts me up to 12, and I have a 4/4 flyer. So that should be good. I think I can just take this. Okay. This opponent has an Archangel, some artifacts, some black cards. Their deck seems a bit clunky. Like, the mana base seems kind of tough with the triple white, the double black, and a few mountains there. So, Bone to Ash could counter that Angel, but we're going to be on the draw, so... also, Night Snare might be okay. No, it costs 4. That's just too slow. Any cards that aren't good? Still like the Stratus Walk. 3 mana counter seems good. Negate seems fine. So I think we're probably good. Bone Ash could come in. Hand's reasonable, have most of our mana, could use a blue. Read the Bones is nice. Might have to discard off of it. In this spot, I'll probably just leave a calculated dismissal rather than read the Bones. Or maybe not. I'm probably not going to be able to counter anything great next turn, so I think I'll read here. In this spot, we don't really want either of these. I'll hammer it. Like, we need 3 more lands. It's probably going to take long enough. Like, I think it can probably beat opponent down with just some average flyers, so I think this should go in the bottom. And Evolving Wilds, so we can maybe pitch Evolving Wilds here. And getting the swamp is kind of nice, but it slows us down a little bit. You can also just pitch the plains. But yeah, I don't think a couple pain's going to hurt that much. Compared to missing a drop for a turn, so I'm just going to pitch Wilds. Opponent's still stuck, so we'll drop Aeronaut. Might as well drop the Aven. Okay. So opponent mana screwed, that's the match. Yeah, our deck performed pretty well there. Starting to feel, I mean, opponent did get mana screwed, but I mean, the deck looks pretty smooth for being 3 colors. I feel like the mana base is pretty reasonable. So I will see you for round 2. Alright, ready for round 2. Keep this. Turn 3 Graveblade Marauder. Could use some white mana. And Reeve's Soul. So we could use Reeve's Soul on either the Gilder or the Spirit. If I play the Marauder, it may or may not actually prevent damage next turn if my opponent's going to tap out for like a 5-drop. I don't want to read the Bones yet, because I could have to discard a card. So that makes it kind of close. I mean, eventually we'll get flyers to block Spirit, so it's not that big of a deal. I'll have Automaton out next turn. I think I'll just play the Marauder anyway, I think. And hopefully on a future turn I can Reeve Soul and turn a Frog. So this is using my mana a little bit better. Okay, Mana Gorger Hydra. That thing needs to die like now. As long as the opponent doesn't have a pump spell, should be fine here. But I don't think I have much of a choice. I at least have to go for the kill here. So now, do I go for the Turn of Frog here? It's not that risky. And, I mean, it does slow my opponent down a decent chunk, so I think I do. And I do have Swift Reckoning to deal with another, like, big creature opponent plays. And the 2 damage I save here, I can use that for the Read the Bones. Okay, Zendikar's Royal. Play a land, they get a 2/2. We got our white. So to save mana, I think I'll go for the Guardian here. Might as well attack for 1. So now any land or spell is going to be a pretty good draw. We've got a few 3/3s, so the Zendikar's Royal shouldn't be too big of a deal. Okay, Recluse can block flyers. So it's a little annoying. Shaman, take a couple points. Alright, I'll just run out the Battle Priest, give ourselves the best defense, and go for Read the Bones next turn. We just put all lands in the bottom and keep most spells. Okay, Rock Smallers. We do have some spells in the yard. So we can go instant speed Swift Reckoning. Opponent attacks with Mauler. Let's go to Read the Bones or play Void Mage and kill a token. I think I like Void Mage since we want to leave the mana for Reckoning anyway. So next turn we can go Read the Bones, leaving up more mana, and maybe be able to cast something off of it. And this is a great spot to also just like double block the Mauler if the opponent does attack. I mean, yeah, it's not a very good attack for them. Okay, Stalwart Aven. That is a pretty good draw. Let's go for Read the Bones. Probably don't need a double blue. I don't really want a Claustrophobia here. Okay, bottom. So yeah, we'll go with Stalwart Aven. So can maybe start attacking with both the flyers. Opponent either takes 3, or our Aven gets pumped up and then they start taking 2 a turn. Then we can also play the Scrapskin Drake and put more pressure through the air. Let's get the Claustrophobia. Would be worried about that Jaraga's Invocation, +3/+3 to all your creatures, and make them, your opponent have to block each of them. That would be really rough. Other than that, we're looking pretty good here. So opponent lets us Renown. Yeah, and I'll just pass for this turn. You could Claustrophobia, but we could also just Swift Reckoning if opponent goes for an attack. Okay, Unholy Hunger. That's not much of a problem. We could Reckoning, but we could also just trade a 3/3 for a 4/4. So I'll just take 3 here. Opponent probably doesn't have a trick, they would have sent more stuff. So it's a pretty good trade. Also gain 3 life. Undercity Troll, so I have a ground regenerator. So now we want to leave a little bit more back. Could maybe Claustrophobia the Troll. Like, it is going to send every turn, I'll need to leave a creature back for it at least, and then opponent could maybe send it and some other creatures in to try to renown it. And I do just have a 2/2 back now, so I might want to leave back, I guess, the Battle Priest, so just attacking for 2 a turn. Or I could just Claustrophobia the Recluse, attack for 7, and just start racing hard, but even then I probably don't want to attack for 7. I think I should Claustrophobia the Recluse though. So probably just leave back the Aven and the Separatist. I feel like leaving Aven back prevents a decent chunk of damage compared to just getting an extra 2 in. And if I want, I can still make it just a 2-turn clock from this point, so the 2 points may not matter. Okay, Cullblade. It's not too bad. Probably going to lose the Separatist on this attack if opponent's going to make an aggressive attack here. So yeah, they're going to go pretty big on this. I do have some options. I mean, put in a 2/4 on the 3/2. I can trade the Separatist for something here. Could induce a trade with the Swift Reckoning. So I could put it in front of the Troll, opponent goes to regenerate, and then we kill the Troll. But maybe I just want to trade off with the Gilder and then just kill the 2/3. I feel like it's worth putting the race a little more in our favor, because it's going to be 2 points this turn, and then next turn we may not leave any creatures back. I feel like I want to get pretty aggressive and just send all the flyers in so we can get the 2-turn clock. So we'd be at 9, and then opponent would have 6. Opponent would have exactly 9 facing us, and we did brick for a turn. So yeah, I think we just slam. Opponent needs +4/+4 to beat us. Yeah, I think that's fine. And if they did draw some +4/+4 thing, that could also hurt anyway. If they draw removal, we could lose. But yeah, should win this enough with double attack here. Oh, wow. They actually drew it. Well, okay. Pretty unlucky. Yeah, I don't know. Like, could have maybe made some plays differently, but I like the spot that we put ourselves in. So bone to ash could be good. All this looks good. I don't think there's anything I want to cut, so we'll just run this back. Yeah, hand's keepable. It's missing blue, our main color, but with one land we get the 1/4 Death Touch plus a 2/3. And so that should hold off opponent for quite a while, and then we can eventually draw our flyers. Or draw mana for our flyers. Read the bones. If we draw any land, we should be able to get to blue with that. But, I mean, every land drop we miss is going to be pretty painful. Okay, got there. I think we just jam the Marauder here and just keep our life total safe. Go for Read the Bones next turn, probably. And we got the island. So we just go for Scrapskin Drake. So keep us in the race here. And the more turns we wait, like, the better information we'll have on what we want to read for. So right now, a land isn't that bad, but if we draw a land, lands become pretty poor. Oh, okay. Opponent block Orchard Spirit. Would have thought they'd pump the 2/3. Maybe they didn't realize that the flyer can't block the spirit. Stratus Walk. Interestingly, I can put Stratus Walk in the Orchard Spirit, and then my Drake can block it. I'm going to start with Read the Bones. Might just go bottom. I mean, I sort of want the plains, but I think I'm better off with 2 random cards. Okay, I did get the land. So yeah, let's Stratus Walk the Spirit. Okay, suppression bonds, so we'll take 4 here. I think we just go for the 3/3 flyer. And I'll pass just to be safe. I don't want to take too much damage here if opponent has removal. Or a pump spell. So just going to leave the Drake back. Alright, I'll block 2/2, I guess. Alright, let's go Possess, get back the 3/3 flyer. It would be nice to get the Read the Bones back. I think we gotta get more board presence and gain some life back. Alright, I think I turned a frog here. keep the 3/2 in play. That feels a little odd. I guess I won't. I'll just let them trade. The 3/2 just doesn't do too much. I'll have the 3/3 flyer out. Okay, Recluse. It's not so bad. So let's drop 3/3 flyer. Whoops. Should have stayed consistent, left up blue again. So again, for similar reasons, I guess now he has the reach creature, so I can't even get the Drake in. But just gonna hold back. Oh no, he drew Unholy Hunger. That's painful. Yeah, I just have to take it. That's a good draw. Empath is pretty rough here. Getting a 5/6. I mean, we can turn to Frog it. Oh, and another creature. Gosh, opponent is very gas filled here. And we brick for a turn, so might just be dead. I mean, we're not dead, I don't think. But it's not good. Oh, that's good. So that might bring us back into this. I think we just pass. Still have to deal with the 1/4 reach at some point. No way. Syndication. Oh, this guy. That's pretty good. Oh. Oh yeah, the chief makes all my Thopters get +1/+1, so they're 2/2 flyers. Bland doesn't help too much. I think I'm just gonna pass. Not sure what to do about that artifact though. But like both of these games seem like very close to winnable. Like we pretty much should recover, but they kind of just had like thing after thing after thing. Or I mean, the top deck Might of Masses was pretty rough that last one. But yeah, just gotta keep passing. Opponent's creature keeps getting bigger. It's gonna be really tough to deal with at some point. Even now, if opponent just sends it in, they just send all. Guess I should put a little more time in deciding whether to, or like how to block. Like, am I gonna die to? See, okay, I don't necessarily die to regular damage. do this, go to 1. Oh no, he has the Citadel Castellan Castle in 2, so I die. I guess I could turn to Frog my 2/3 to block that, but probably died anyway, so. Yep, that'll do it. Yeah, thought it was a pretty strong deck. Yeah, that was a tough match, but I feel like if we played some more games, I would have won a few. So, yeah, Origins, pretty fun format. Check it out for yourselves. I'll be doing a few more videos of it. So hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you next time.